and welcome back to another Andertons video. I'm Meg and this is the wonderful Brea.
Hello.
And we're going to be talking you through some wireless mics today.
We are indeed. We've done handheld live mics.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the comments, we've read your comments and they've said we want wireless mics. So here we are. We're going to run through three as the standard format is. We're going to run through three. We're looking at digital wireless today.
Oh, digital ones.
Digital wireless.
Okay.
I think we're running up to about the £400-500 price mark.
Right.
But all of that information will be found in the description. So yeah, it's something that people have asked for, so we are going to deliver.
Lovely.
You ever used wireless? You don't like wireless, do you?
Okay, so obviously bigger shows, things like that, I've been given a wireless mic and they've never failed me, the sound's been good, blah, blah, blah. But for someone who's more of a working musician, I
thought you were going to say working class musician.
I'm that too. I get a bit nervous using wireless systems. The whole thing of like losing connection or how do I know when the battery's going to go and being kind of left with zero sound.
So it's the technology sort of freaks you out slightly.
Yeah, I think I'm a bit old school in that I'm just like, yep, give me some sort of PA speaker, you know, a lead and a mic, I'm good to go.
I think that's the same for a lot of musicians, whether it be vocalists or guitarists. They sort of see, they don't understand the tech, which I think is one problem. And that's not to say that, you know, you're an idiot. It's just that there's a lot of information out there and a lot of conflicting information as well. So they don't understand the tech, and it's just an added thing to your signal chain, which is going to cause problems. But you know, that being said, the technology has moved on massively in the last few years, especially with digital wireless coming along. Because what a lot of people don't actually understand is that digital wireless, not only is it license free, which I'll cover in a minute, is it actually is non-detrimental to the, or mostly non-detrimental to the actual tone, the sound going through it, because it doesn't compress the sound so heavily.
Okay.
Do you want a nerdy lesson?
I do, and also Brad had mentioned something when we were setting these up, saying that these are all digital rather than analog. Yeah. Which I know you said, I'll tell you in the video what it's about. Does that kind of go in with what you're about to say?
So basically,
I have no idea. So gather
round, children. I'm going to tell you a tale. So basically, you have two types of wireless system: analog and digital. And basically, it was always the case that analog used to run on channel 69 and channel 70.
Right.
There was some conflicting information at the time because you technically had to have a license to use it if you were running on channel 69, but channel 70 was license free, so you could never really tell who was using what. Then when 4G came out and they sold off loads of bandwidth space, they actually got rid of channel 69 and moved everything over to channel 38. Now, as boring as this is, it's quite important because channel 38 is actually a license-bearing frequency. So if you're a roaming musician, you actually have to pay a license to Ofcom of about £70 a year. And then if it's a fixed site license like a venue or a church or something like that, where it's being used in the same place all the time, it's about half the price, so it's about £35. Very few companies make on channel 70 anymore. You tend to find it's the more entry-level brands, some of the AKG and some of the other brands will still make on channel 70, but there's certain restrictions that you can only run like 3 or 4 systems at any given time, and you will potentially find a more dropout because channel 70 isn't just used for wireless systems. It will be things like intercoms, walkie-talkies, those sort of things where you know, anything that's wireless that you don't need a license for. So that's what brings us to the digital stuff. So this runs on 2.4 gigahertz, meaning that it's part of that meaning that it's license free.
Right,
so you can use this worldwide without a license, which
anywhere
is the beauty
with
of
as many other systems going on and
for the most part, they say sort of between 8 and 12 systems, depending on the manufacturer. Each manufacturer has a different sort of take on this. So you know, it's certainly more systems than you can run on an analog setup, and that's what the beauty of this is. So we're going to run through some of the different the ones that we've got today. You're going to sing some lovely songs for us.
I am. Indeed.
What are you going to sing for us?
Well, it's currently a heatwave in the UK, so I thought it was only right to sing "Lovely Day" by Bill Withers. Yeah. Seeing as that is a lovely day.
It's a lovely day, and you know, you might have noticed change of scenery. We're here in the lovely Drummond. We are. Which, if you visited Andertons, that you've probably visited here because it's right next door. Lovely pub.
And the urge to go and sit in the beer garden, but you know.
We can do that afterwards. We don't have to go back to work.
I wish.
I'm sure I'll speak to Lee, it'll be fine, not a problem. But, you know, if you do come here, chicken katsu curry burger, strongly recommend it. Absolutely.
Winner.
Chicken dinner. Oh dear. Should we talk wireless?
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
the three systems we have are the Shure GLX-D, and this is, we're going to be doing, all the microphones on these are slightly different. So with wireless systems, obviously you have different manufacturers, they have different models, and then you tend to find they actually have different microphones with them as well. Right. So where we've gone through and looked at dynamic, condenser, cardioid, hypercardioid, these will actually be, you know, a cross-section of what's available. So the Shure GLX-D with a Beta 58 head on it, which is quite good. So we've done the Beta 58, so this should be quite interesting. We've then got a brand that isn't really known for wireless in terms of live performance, which is Rode. They've got the Rode Link Performer, which is a condenser microphone. So that's going to be quite interesting. And then finally, we've got the Sennheiser D1. Now this is the E835 capsule, which is, it's kind of their equivalent to the SM58. So it's just a standard cardioid dynamic microphone. So we're going to have a little run through of these. Before
we actually kind of test these out, shall we talk quickly about how, because I mean, when we were setting up this video, you said, oh, do you want to set one up? And I went, no, like, I don't know what I'm doing. These were incredibly easy to set up.
Yeah,
weren't
absolutely.
They didn't take a lot of time at all.
With the exception of one.
Yeah.
Which was the Rode one, which I don't want to be detrimental against it, because the Shure and the Sennheiser, we plugged in and straight away they just worked.
Yeah.
I had to pull out the the quick start guide, which is slightly embarrassing. I had to pull out the quick start guide for this because although the buttons are there to link it up, it wasn't as obvious as some of the other models. So it's...
But I mean, that was still quick, wasn't it?
Oh god, yeah. It was so quick because obviously all three of these were set up and plumbed in about sort of 10 minutes, weren't they? So you know, if you got to a gig and you had to set this up, it wouldn't be a problem. Before we go into the actual listening, do you want a quick? Because obviously I've mentioned them. Yeah. Some of these actually have some quite unique features, or two of them at least. Yeah. So the Shure GLX-D runs on a lithium-ion battery, which I will. Shall I mute that first?
Which, in answer to one of my concerns, is there any way at all of knowing when that battery runs out?
Yes, you've got a battery meter on the actual screen, so you can see that, which is quite handy. But little lithium-ion battery, and a lot of people go, oh God, but then I've got to carry a charger, and it's a separate thing. Something I love about this is the charger is the receiver. Now, and it has the indicator on it to say whether it's charged or not. But what's really cool about that, so say you're on your way to the gig, and you've gone, oh God, I haven't charged it, which is something that we all do. If you charge it for 15 minutes, it gives you an hour-and-a-half playtime, which would be enough for a set. On full charge, it's about 12 hours playtime.
Oh, no.
And this
that would last you a few gigs then, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Before you have to charge it.
Absolutely. And because lithium batteries have a sort of finite lifespan to them, really sadly, I worked this out. So they've got approximately 10,000 hours of life in them, which is the equivalent of £2,500 worth of AA batteries.
Oh my God.
So
you're saving yourself a
Are you shocked at the saving, or how much of a nerd I am?
A bit of both. But
yeah.
I kind of already knew you were a bit of a nerd, so I'll let
That's
you
why
off.
I'm here. Yeah. That's it. But that's something that I really love about that. The Rode also has a lithium-ion battery, similar sort of lifespan to it. Charge time's a bit long. Oh, actually, something that I forgot to mention on this. If you were on your way to the gig and you've got like a little USB to cigarette lighter adapter, you can just plug the mic into it and charge it on the go.
Wow.
See,
technology.
This is kind of my favourite.
Yeah.
So the Rode is sort of similar setup. It's got the lithium-ion battery, which is in there, but you can use AA's on that, which is quite a nice feature.
Right.
So if you've always got a pack of AA's,
you can... crap, I haven't charged it.
Yeah, exactly. So you can,
put your batteries in.
You can put your batteries in, which is nice. And then we've got the Sennheiser, which, yes, it runs on AA's. You can buy an additional battery for it. I think, memory serves, the last time I looked, it was about £60–70. So it is an added cost on top of that, but it will run on standard double A's, which is quite good. But something this does, which is really quite unique, which these ones don't, so it's got built-in effects. So you could have the effects going straight to the desk with the sound on it, which, again, that's quite cool, because if you're doing smaller gigs where you might just be going into a PA speaker and you don't have a mixer, that's a really cool shout. But one other thing is it's got an app you can download.
Right.
So you can actually control all your settings and everything from the tablet or smartphone.
That's good.
So that's quite cool.
So like reverb and all that.
Yeah, but also if you've got multiples together, like if everyone in the band's using one, and this is for the guitar as well, not just for the vocals, you can control it all just from this one tablet or one smartphone. And you know, as we all know, I think bands are moving in that direction. You get those mixers like the Alan Heath QU range or the Behringer X32, and
We've just bought one of those Behringer ones.
Yeah, so they're controlled. You can control all your auxiliary sends from an iPad, and when you're in a function band, you go around and you see these people play. Most of them have iPads on their stands anyway for the lyrics and everything else. So you could have everything just at the touch of a fingertip, which at first I thought was quite gimmicky, like when it all first came out, but it's definitely...
It's moving on, isn't it? And I think it's the whole thing of convenience as well, is who wants to lug around a big, massive mixing desk? Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
If you've got your unit where you've got your plugins and then you go from an iPad, like what?
And this is it. You know,
Why
I think
wouldn't you?
I've always been sceptical because I've seen people with iPads where they're all smashed and cracked, and you sort of go, ah. But I definitely think it's all moving in that direction.
Yeah.
And it's the ease of use, the touchscreen capabilities is massive. So that's something that's really quite cool on that. So what we're going to do now, Meg is going to give us a little sing-song.
A little demo.
A little demo. And then what we're going to do is... It's all connected. See, it's fine now, it's working for the camera. So yeah, Meg's going to have a little sing-song, go through, and then we're going to talk about how they differ.
Cool.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, oh, and the world's all right with me. Oh, just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day.
That was lovely.
Thanks, Brett.
So we're going to go have a listen to the recordings.
Yeah.
And then we're going to come back and we're going to talk to you about how they sound.
Yeah.
That was quite interesting. Because I knew how that one was going to sound.
Yeah.
And then, I knew how that and that one were going to sound. Didn't know how the Rode was going to sound. I have to say, I actually quite like it.
Yeah, I did.
I think it's the condenser makes it quite bright.
Yeah.
Kind of similar to the Beta 58 in that it has that clarity and that, I don't know, that tightness to the sound because it's female vocals. But the Rode just offer kind of a bit more sparkle to it.
Yeah.
But I think it is unfair to us because we're looking more at the digital aspect than we are the sound. Because that one would be much better suited towards male vocals. If we wanted to do the fair comparison, it would be a Sennheiser E845, which would be closer linked to that one. So it is more of just a cross-section of what's available.
Can we use, so if I was on a gig with a male singer, he used that one, can I buy like another type of wireless mic that will go, you don't have, they're not
they're
just
mono.
for that
Yeah, so they're mono, so the transmitter and receiver is just for that one.
Right.
You can't get the...
Can't use like several of
No,
the same sort of mic but run through one
I suppose
system.
in theory you could, but you wouldn't want to, because one, you're diminishing the quality strength of the signal.
Right.
Because you've got two things sending to the one, and the other thing is you wouldn't be able to mix them independently. So if yours came through quieter than his...
Yeah. Tough.
Tough luck. So yeah, I don't think... I don't think we're going to say whether there's a winner or a loser, because I don't think that's fair.
And I think they've all, I mean, obviously each one of them is great in its own way, isn't it? And it, again, it's so subject because I'm the one singing as well. It's what you prefer, what you like as your sound.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think the GLXD has always been my favourite. They're one of the first companies to come out with digital in the pro vocal range. Sennheiser were quite late to it, and obviously Rode are new. I just love the battery design on that. I think that's really clever.
Yeah.
There's a few other technical bits which we didn't really discuss, but you know, it's got something called triple diversity, where it's running on 3 channels at any given moment. If one gets knocked out, the other one jumps in. You know, clever things like that, which would dispel your concerns of you know, dropout in an audio setup. It's also got a quick, what do they call it? Link freak, I think they call it. It's just a 1-button push, and it scans the area for the most optimum channel.
Right.
So it,
yeah,
I don't want to say it's idiot-proof, but it's very user-friendly.
Yeah.
But that being said, I think the Rode, bearing in mind this is their first foray into this style of microphone, I think they've done a really good job there.
Yeah, bloody good job.
So yeah.
In terms of, one last question.
Yep. It's all right, I'm having a pint afterwards anyway.
I'm just rinsing you for all the answers. As a working musician, someone who it's, you know, it can be a bit nerve-wracking spending money on something like this, because, you know, would you spend £80 on a normal microphone that you can plug in, or would you spend, you know, 400, 500 quid on a system? Which one out of these, like, which is the cheapest? What? Because I know they're all within the same sort of range, but is there much of a difference in price? Or?
You're talking about sort of between some of them, £20, £30 difference.
Right, so hardly anything.
So not a massive amount. I think if memory serves, the Rode is actually the most affordable.
Right.
But like I say, it's usually a case of like £20, £30. It brings up an interesting point though, because there are wireless systems out there that start around the £80 price mark.
Right.
And people buy them, and then they sort of go, well, I'm getting a dropout, and it's like, yeah, it's channel 70, it's susceptible to that, it is a problematic thing which we can't help. And I suppose with wireless systems, it's easy for me to spend other people's money, sort of when they're in the shop and they go, what should I buy? I'm like, I buy this, and this.
Yeah.
But it's one of those areas that if you can spend more, I would do it, because
and it pays off.
That's it. It pays off massively. You know, the longevity of the product, the stability of it, and the audio quality as well make a massive, massive difference.
Yeah.
And you know, these are 3 reputable brands. There are other brands out there that make wireless systems, as I say, but I would strongly advise sticking with what you know in terms of these 3 for digital. If there's any other brands that you think that you'd like us to test out, then obviously give us a shout. I want to do one on the analog systems.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see the difference.
Maybe at some point we could do a Beta 58 analog versus a Beta 58 digital.
Okay.
Because again, they're one of the few companies, maybe a Sennheiser as well,
yeah.
just to show you. Because funnily enough, with Sennheiser and Shure, because they make the analog, the handheld versions of these, they've done tests. So what a handheld one plugged in with a cable sounds like against an analog and a digital. And the digital and the handheld it's indistinguishable, because the quality is much better. With the analog one, because that compression's there, it really squeezes the tone.
And you can hear it.
You can hear it. You know, I've had it with guitarists before where they go, oh, I go wireless and all my tones disappeared. But what I say to them is, if you're spending hundreds of pounds on guitars and hundreds of pounds on amps and hundreds of pounds on pedals, why would you buy an £80 wireless system?
Yeah, buy the system that's going to do it all justice.
The signal chain is as strong as your weakest link.
Yeah.
There you
Literally.
go. Bit of shinfo for you there. So anyway, thanks very much for watching. I've been Brad.
I've been Meg.
And subscribe, check it out, comment.
Yeah,
and
all that jazz.
All that jazz, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the Andertons YouTube Music Technology channel. If you're a guitar player, or you play bass, or a drummer, or you're into keyboards, you might like one of our other YouTube channels, and I'll put links to those in the description below. Anyway, if you'd like to find out more about the products we featured in this video, please click up here. If you'd like to watch another video from this channel, please click here. If you'd like to buy a t-shirt like the one I'm wearing, click down here. And lastly, if you'd like to subscribe to our Music Tech YouTube channel, please click down here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.